Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Glad to be back. We're going to be working on a build for the save file. So this is a build that I said I was going to give a makeover in the update video, but I ended up not working on it. So what happened was I made the update video. I went into the Sims game and I opened up this house and I just looked at it and was like, I do not have the energy to work on this. I don't have the mental energy to work on this. So I put it off and I'm doing it today. And oh my goodness, when I tell you that this house broke me. I don't think there's very many like houses in The Sims that I've like given makeovers that have really hit me as hard as this one did, but I genuinely hated working on this house. So I hope you all like how it turned out. But this house, whoever made it was obsessed with the color red. Like, there is red in almost every single section of this house. It is insane how much red is in this house. And I tried really hard to like keep up with the red theme, but it was overwhelming. And then the wood paneling on the rooms didn't match the doors. All of the windows are black, which means that they all stand out pretty badly inside the house, but I didn't change those. But I changed all of the doors because all of the doors wood paneling did not match the black doors. And then a bunch of the rooms in this house had this like awful baby blue wallpaper in them that just didn't match the rest. It was just, this house was such a disaster. I mean, the baby blue is better than the hot red wallpaper that they put in multiple rooms in this house. Also, I think the upstairs bathroom had it, the gym had it, Morgan's room had it. This house was crazy. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I managed to do it, honestly. Because it just took me so long. But I didn't add a whole lot to this build. I feel like I added a little bit. I added a private bathroom. I added like a study upstairs, but I try not to add too much to the integrity of the home when I'm building it, just because I want to, you know, keep up what the houses looked like before and just kind of give them a facelift. But this house in particular, the lighting was also really bad too. These like black lights with the circle bit, they light the rooms so terribly. I ended up changing them all to the regular plain saucer lights. I just punched my phone. But oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be done with this home. The big houses in like base game and the newer pack, not the newer, the older packs, like the ones that just came out, you can always tell like how limited those houses are. They are always like really rough and have way too much open space. Honestly, I'm terrified to go and work on the Hollywood area, the Get Famous world, because those mansions are going to be a disaster. And I know that the, oh man, what is their names? Thorn Bailey, the Bailey house, the Orange Bailey Moon house. That's the kid's name. Their house is like glitched out apparently. So, every time you go in there, the camera like glitches out pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to completely demolish that house, and build from scratch, which is totally fine. I need to really push myself and start building more mansions anyway, so it's a good experience for me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is the red kitchen. It looked really rough when I started working on it. I feel like it didn't belong in the house, and it still doesn't really belong in the house, but I just wanted to help it out a little bit. I still kept it red. I ended up changing the tile later also to a really pretty red tile, but I swear whoever built this house was in a mood that day, and I think they probably thought that the bright, searing hot red, like, you know, was popping off, but it just kind of hurt my eyes to look at. I will never again make a red kitchen unless I'm doing a challenge and it's necessary. I don't dislike the color red. Let's count how many times I say red in this video. I don't dislike the color red, admittedly. I think that red has a lot of different like color variants that look really nice. But the problem is that the reds in the Sims oftentimes are excessively vibrant and very hot and like bright, like an orangey, like that color of the rug, and it's very unpleasant. And there's plenty of like really nice muted reds, maroons, more faded reds that aren't super warm like that I think are really pleasant to look at and could work in like a CC home maybe with, you know, nice custom content. But a lot of the reds that come with the game as it stands are just really unpleasant to look at for me. So I don't think I would voluntarily use it, you know, as like a base color. I'm a very, I will say, I'm not a very colorful person. Anyway, like a lot of my builds are usually brown, sage green, white, or pastel pink. That's my range. Those are my favorite colors to build with. I use a lot of green. I'm trying really hard to break that habit, but green is a color that I use frequent. It's my crutch. Green is my crutch in The Sims. I use it so much. I think I actually end up working on the final version of the kitchen off camera because I took a bit of a break. This house took me like 3 hours to do, just because, I mean, longer than that because I get distracted and start looking at TikTok on my phone and all sorts of things. But also I was building this this living room, and I was like, this is the coldest looking living room, and I didn't realize until afterwards that the reason why it felt so cold was because the floor was also white. So you had so many like cool and neutral like tones that the room just felt like the AC was just extremely high. I don't know how to describe it. It just, the room looks very chilling to be in. So I end up changing the flooring in this room because it just didn't feel very welcoming. It felt kind of sterile and chill, and not a room that you'd want to hang out with your family in. I tried to change it up a little bit. It took me quite some time to figure out what the problem was though, because I could not figure out. It's like, I'm adding some color in here and I want to, you know, keep it consistent because I don't like, I'm not good with mismatching colors. I really need to push myself out of that. But I could not figure out for the life of me why this room looked so lifeless, and I finally figured it out. It took quite some time though. I don't even think I was working on the living room when I figured it out. But yeah, I honestly, the rooms as they are, I like how they turned out. Like they're nice rooms. Is it the best build I've ever done? Probably not. This is where I figured it out. Yep. It's crazy how much like a brown toned wood adds to like a house. Oh, and there's a big jump. I think, yep, that was when I worked on the kitchen off camera. Because I had paused the recording for a little bit to go back and look over the house. And I don't know if I did a whole lot off camera, but I try to record everything, but the videos end up being so long. This is like sped up times 4, I believe. This is like a times 4 video. I usually do my builds at times 3 speed, but yeah, this one is times 4. Just because it took so long. I also like don't want it to be so fast where it's like overwhelming to look at, because I feel like if I was to be watching a video and it was just like sped up super fast, I'd probably get like really overwhelmed and wouldn't be able to keep up with everything happening. I don't know, maybe I'll start speeding them up a little bit more. We'll have to see. I can't now. It's a little bit too late. I think if I sped it up now, my voiceover would be completely off of the video. But oh my goodness. Anyway, enough of talking about this build. I'll probably, poke in and talk about it a little bit later. But I have been having a lot of fun playing our new series. Honestly, I love doing like build videos after I do a series video because I can always like talk about what happened in the last episode. Especially with this one, because with the fresh start videos, I'm not pre-recording any of them. So they're all like coming out, after the polls have been out for quite some time. And this last episode, honestly, was kind of crazy. It started out really chill, and when I play like the legacy challenge and stuff, I feel like I have more of a plan in my head, of what I want to do. But with this one, it's so free for all that I tend to get a little bit overwhelmed. I don't really know what to do next. But I was playing and so much happened that I didn't plan on, that I was like, oh my gosh, like how do I respond to this? And I felt so bad for Marigold because I set it up and I really wanted her friends to like be there with her the whole night, and they were gonna go out and they were gonna have fun. I placed a bunch of lots down for them to all go to and hop from place to place, but then they all just ditched her, and I don't know why. It was like they're at a nightclub, it wasn't that late, and they'd only been at the lot for maybe like 2 hours Sims time, and I feel like usually when you hang out with Sims at a nightclub, they'll stay for quite a long time. But they all left at 11. Like, they all left her there at 11 o'clock, which is pretty early. I feel like Sims tend to stay out super duper late, and I don't know what the shift was, but they all left her at the same time, and I felt so bad for her. I was so shocked. I like didn't really that was really dramatic. I shouldn't say like, oh my gosh, I was so shocked, jaw dropping to the ground. But I was still like kind of like, oh my goodness, like they just left her there. That was unexpected. But I don't know, we'll see where the series goes. I haven't actually checked the poll on what the next episode will be. But I'm glad that so many people are interacting with the poll though. That makes me really happy. Also, oh my goodness. Sorry, I went to go check to see what the poll was at, and We're at 299 subs. It's one away from 300. That's crazy. That makes me so happy. Honestly, like, the amount of support that I've been getting since I've been back has been so nice. I kind of thought that when I came back that no one would be here. I fully expected, you know, kind of a dead channel just because I left for so long so unexpectedly, but I've had such a warm welcome back that it's really given me a lot of energy to keep going, and I really appreciate all of the support. Like, honestly, like, the first Fresh Start episode got so many views. I'm really surprised by how many views it got. And so many from, like, you know, people that don't watch the channel usually. It's really surprising for me. But it makes me really happy that we've had so many people that are enjoying the videos, and I'm always like really happy to have new people here, and it's just so cool that people are enjoying the stuff that I'm making. And I know these build videos are just me talking a lot about random stuff, but like even having, you know, y'all like sit here and listen to me ramble for almost half an hour is such an honor, and it's so cool. It's a really nice break away from everyday work and stress, because I feel like I have y'all to talk to, and I really appreciate it. But anyway, sorry though I got all sappy. Oh, here, this is what I was talking about, the blue wallpaper. I don't know what this room was supposed to be. I don't know what this room was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be like a storage room / personal gym, but it looked kind of dumb. So I made an actual storage closet, and then I made this into a little gym so that it would be more cohesive, because I didn't really know what this room was meant to be. Maybe I should have read the family lore, but I'm pretty sure the family lore said nothing about this random room upstairs with a storage closet and a gym equipment. It was so weird. I don't really know what this room was supposed to be. So I just set it up and made it into an actual little miniature gym. And made a storage closet as well to put that stuff in, because I was so confused. I was like, I don't really know what this room is meant to be, but I don't think I did. Okay, but yeah, I love making storage closets also. That's like such a random thing, but they're fun to decorate. I shouldn't say decorate, but you know, throw random stuff into and call it a day. Oh, so I did, okay. I must not have been looking when I did, Morgan's room. So now we're working on Siobhan's room. So Siobhan's room was very, me projecting my own, color likes onto Siobhan. Because Siobhan wears a lot of pink. I gave Siobhan a makeover and she wears a lot of pink. And so I just wanted to make a very pink room. And the walls in here were perfect. The walls in Morgan's room hurt my eyes. But this room is so pretty. The only problem I had with both Siobhan and Morgan's rooms were that they were just so big. The rooms were massive. So I tried to just make up for that space. So what I'm doing here is I wanted to make a little pink makeshift vanity for her. And so that's why I'm like kind of melding I don't even know if it'll actually be usable, but that's why I'm like putting the pieces together like that. I wanted it to look like one cohesive piece. like that she just goes over there and puts her makeup on every day, and then her actual desk is over here. But the only problem, I really like the pop stuff. I can't remember what it's called. The pop pink, I don't, pastel pop, maybe, is that what it's called? That pack, I really like that pack, but the pink in that pack don't vibe well with the pink from high school years very well. They are different shades, so I kind of had to figure out a way around that. But overall, I really like how this room turned out. It's really cute. I had a hard time figuring out how to fill the space in the middle of the floor, though. Just because it's just so unnecessarily large. I think I end up leaving some empty space in that corner over there, actually, also. Oh, yeah, I also, like, I put a lot of clutter in Morgan's room, and I feel like Morgan's room is probably, like, you know, she, is kind of messy, still a teenager, but Siobhan is a little bit older and is very set on, you know, her room being super nice and fancy. This is what I was trying to do to make up for the space in here. I put a little seating area in both of their rooms to try to fill the void a bit, because it was just so open. I couldn't handle how open it was. But you'll see me like turning the couches at like angles and like moving them around a bit. So I initially had them facing that way, but then I realized that there's so much stuff in that other area of the room that it made it look a little too cluttered, so I ended up getting rid of it and changing it. But overall, I really like how this room turned out. I put a lot of plants around the house, and in my head, I feel like Morgan's definitely, you know, going through a rebellious phase or whatever, but, I feel like she likes plants a lot. Like, in my head, that's my little headcanon, that Morgan likes plants. So I put a bunch of plants in her room and around the house, that I think she, you know, takes care of, in her spare time. And, I think this was around the time where I started to, like, lose my mind a little bit, because I was so tired of working on this house. I do this every single time I work on a larger home. I get to this point where I'm just like, I cannot do this anymore. And this was that point for me. I was just sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I'm losing my mind. Obviously, it ended up getting finished and I ended up, you know, getting through it, but, the bathroom was around the time where I started talking to myself actively while I was making this house, and thinking to myself, why was there so much red in this house? Because I think that this bathroom was red also. Like, the wallpaper in this bathroom was hot red, and I was just like, why? Who designed this? Why is this bathroom hot red? I was losing my mind. And then the pillars don't match I ended up fixing it, but the pillars didn't match the walls either, and they didn't match the walls even before I painted them, so I ended up fixing that. But this is a little, like, seating area that I made for Siobhan and Morgan, because I noticed that, like, Siobhan and Morgan, they have, like, the entire upstairs to themselves, so I kind of made this their, like, little split seating area, where I know they're not supposed to like each other, but I kind of wanted to give it a little bit of both of their styles, but still make it look a little cohesive. But I really like this little area. I think it's really cute. And it just looks very together. I like the way it looks as one piece. It's very nice. But this is the point where I started actively speaking to myself about how this house was driving me crazy, I think. So I tried to put red back into the house again because I was like, okay, there's an obvious theme going on here. Whoever, you know, built this was like, okay, this family really likes red. So I wanted to put some more upstairs. And I was looking at this little corner and was like, that looks so weird. And I couldn't figure out why. I really didn't like that. It looked very strange. I don't know how to explain it. It just didn't look quite right. And so I ended up changing it a bit. But this was finally, I was like, okay, it's the final stretch. I didn't have to do a whole lot of landscaping, and I probably could have done more landscaping, but I ended up not doing it. I was also just really confused because this house is on one of the biggest lots I've seen, like, in a long time. Like, the lot that this house is on is insanely large. And I was just so confused because I was like, why is this lot on such... Like, why is this house on such a big lot? Probably just because, you know, they want to give us lot variety, but it just seemed like a really weird choice because there's so much space around this house. There's so much. It just looks kind of funny. I was intending on adding like a break off part of the house into a separate home, but I ended up not doing that. I wanted to make Siobhan a little house away from the main house, but yeah, I ended up not doing that. I was so tired by the time I was done with this, so I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this. Kind of over it. Overall, I do like how the house turned out. Like I said, is it my best work ever? No. But I do like how it looks. I think it turned out okay. But this was where I was like, oh, what am I gonna do out here? There's so much open space. I end up like staring at it a lot to try to figure out what I should put out here. It was so funny. I was setting up this area and I almost put the red swatch outside. Then I realized I wasn't inside the house anymore. I didn't have to use red any longer. Like, look, the red's even outside. It's unbelievable. Is there something written somewhere about this family in the color red? I'm like, I'm gonna have to look it up now because this house was flamboyant. But yeah, I'm here just finishing up the build, but thank you so much for listening to me. I feel like this was just a lot of rambling. I get distracted so quickly, though, seriously. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for joining me again. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for listening to me ramble for 23 minutes. Oh, longer than that. It's almost been half an hour. Thank you for listening to me for half an hour. And thank you all so much for your support since I've been back again. I really, really appreciate it. And I can't wait to keep going with our current series and pulling back some new ones. I mean, some old ones with the new pack coming out. But thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please drop a like. I'd love it if you stayed and subscribed also. But thank you all so much for being here with me and have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.